Yes, I'm Professor Joanne Gross, and I am a professor in the history department, and I'm also on the faculty of the International Studies program. And my field is Islamic history and the history of the Middle East and Central Asia. There are a number of different misunderstandings. I would say probably the most common is that Islam is a violent religion, that it condones violence. Another misconception is that Muslims are all Arabs, which is not the case. Islam is a very diverse population globally. Another misconception is that there's something inherently misogynistic about Islam as a religious tradition. And I think overall there's really generally a real lack of understanding. And that leads into, of course, the question of why that is. But
So my name is Imad Siddiqui. I'm a sophomore here at TCNJ. I'm a chemistry major, and I'm also pursuing a minor in world religions. This academic year I was a treasurer for the MSA, and then next year I'll become their vice president. I think people in the United States are so resistant toward Islam because they fear what they don't know. The little they do know about Islam has really just come from the media. And not to say that the media is directly attacking Islam, but the way they portray it is just very one-sided, and they're portraying a very small part of a religion that covers a lot of people, a lot of countries, and a lot of areas. So
is the historical legacy that has created a lot of baggage as far as Americans go. Probably above all is the lack of education and understanding of the religion as a religious tradition. Very few people, there are almost 3 million Muslims in the United States alone, 2 billion worldwide. That's pretty incredible that so many Muslims live in this country, and the average American knows very little, about the history, about the culture. So there's a definite lack of understanding, and that is really exacerbated by the media. So the lack of education, the role of the media, the various historical events that have led to Islamophobia, and also I would say the political stances of some of our leaders. Compassion. I think that compassion is a very important part of faith and tolerance and understanding, and we need a lot more of that today to get beyond the media-driven stereotypes, and to get beyond the image that a minority of Muslims have created and continue to create for their own benefit.
So as the MSA, we just have those goals of spreading awareness about the religion and showing that we're really just normal people just celebrating our own religion. That just isn't really understood well in America. I think what I want people who know nothing about Islam, what I want them to know about is that, first of all, if you want to know anything, I think I encourage you to really take the initiative and find out for yourself. There's a huge variety in how people incorporate Islam into their life, and I think that's what I want people to understand, is that it's not just one-sided, it's not just one thing you see. It's a variety of ways to go about being Muslim and following Islam, and I just encourage you to just understand as much as you can those ways.
I think most people look at Islam as something very, very alien, and the fact is that the woman who is mentioned most often in the Quran, actually more often than in the Bible, is Mary. The other thing I would really like people who know nothing about Islam to know is that it is a very diverse culture. That is, the idea that there's just something frozen in time, but rather we're talking about 2 billion Muslims worldwide, and actually the largest population of Muslims is not even in the Middle East. It's in Indonesia. And then, of course, we have to deal with the presence of Islamophobia in the West, and particularly in the United States. And I think that that's something that there's a lot of baggage that people carry around with them when it comes to Islam. And so one of the things I would encourage people to do is to kind of leave that baggage and discover what the religious tradition really is about. Because Islam is one of the major religious traditions of the world. It's the fastest growing religion in the world and in the United States. We are all members of a global community. We're all members of our local communities. We're all members of our national communities. We're all members of a global community. More and more, we live in a global world.